Hi there, this is Oğuz. My subject is nanotechnology in energy applications. So, what is nanotechnology? Nanotechnology is enabled by very tiny materials called nanomaterials and are already inside many of products we use every day. Nanotechnology basically in our t-shirts, phones, drugs, etc. Nanotechnology is helping to considerably improve, even revolutionize many technology and industry sectors like information technology, homeland security, medicine, transportation, among from many others. Nanomaterials and their applications are still being discovered and there are endless possibilities for a new generation of STEM professionals. History of nanotechnology. The ideas and concepts behind nanoscience and nanotechnology started with a talk entitled "There's Plenty of Room at the Bottom" by physicist Richard Feynman at an American Physical Society meeting at the California Institute of Technology on December 29, 1959, long before the term nanotechnology was used. In his talk, Feynman described a process in which scientists would be able to manipulate and control individual atoms and molecules. Nanotechnology in energy. We have 5 groups in nanotechnology in energy applications: energy sources, energy change or transmission, energy distribution, energy storage, energy usage. Energy sources. Nanotechnologies provide essential improvement potentials for the development of both conventional energy sources and renewable energy sources like geothermal energy, sun, wind, water, tides, or biomass. Nano-coated wear-resistant drill probes, for example, allow the optimization of lifespan and efficiency of systems for the development of oil and natural gas deposits or geothermal energy and thus the saving of costs. First and foremost, however, it will be the further development of alternative cell types such as thin-layer solar cells, dye-solar cells, or polymer solar cells, which will predominantly profit from nanotechnologies. Polymer solar cells are said to have high potential, especially regarding the supply of portable electronic devices, due to reasonable priced materials and production methods as well as the flexible design. Medium-term development targets are an efficiency of approximately 10% and a lifespan of several years. Here, for example, nanotechnologies could contribute to the optimization of the layer design and the morphology of organic semiconductor mixtures in component structures. In the long run, the utilization of the nanostructures like quantum dots and wires could allow for solar cells efficiencies of over 60%. Energy change or transmission. The conversion of primary energy sources into electricity, heat, and kinetic energy requires utmost efficiency. Efficiency increases, especially in fossil-fired gas and steam power plants, could help avoid considerable amounts of carbon dioxide emissions. Nano-optimized membranes can extend the scope of possibilities for separation and climate-neutral storage of carbon dioxide for power generation in coal-fired power plants in order to render this important method of power generation environmentally friendlier in the long run. The energy yield from conversion of chemical energy through fuel cells can be stepped up by nanostructured electrodes, catalysts, and membranes, which result in economic application possibilities in automobiles, buildings, and operation of mobile electronics. Thermoelectric energy conversion seems to be comparably promising. Nanostructured semiconductors with optimized boundary layer design contribute to increases in efficiency that could pave the way for a broad application in the utilization of waste heat, for example in automobiles, or even of human body heat for portable electronics in textiles. Energy distribution. Regarding the reduction of energy losses in current transmission, hope exists that the extraordinary electric conductivity of nanomaterials like carbon nanotubes can be utilized for application in electric cables and power lines. Furthermore, there are nanotechnological approaches for the optimization of superconductive materials for lossless current conduction. In the long run, options are given for wireless energy transport through laser, microwaves, or electromagnetic resonance. Future power distribution will require power systems providing dynamic load and failure management, domain-driven energy supply with flexible price mechanisms, as well as the possibility of feeding through a number of decentralized renewable energy sources. Energy storage. The utilization of nanotechnologies for the exchange of electrical energy stores like batteries and supercapacitors turns out to be downright promising. Due to the high cell voltage and the outstanding energy and power density, the lithium-ion technology is regarded as the most promising variant of electrical energy storage. Nanotechnologies can improve capacity and safety of lithium-ion batteries decisively, and for example, through new ceramic, heat-resistant and steel flexible separators and high-performance electrode materials. The company Evonik pushes the commercializations of such systems for the application in hybrid and electrical vehicles as well as for stationary energy storage. Current materials for the chemical hydrogen storage do not meet the demands of the automobile industry, which requires a hydrogen storage capacity of up to 10 weight%. Various nanomaterials inter-alia based on nanoporous metal organic compounds provide development potentials which seems to be economically realizable, at least with regard of the operation of fuel cells in portable electronic devices. Another important field is thermal energy storage. The energy demand in buildings, for example, may be significantly reduced by using phase change materials such as latent heat stores. Interesting from an economic point of view are also adsorption stores based on nanoporous material like zeolites, which could be applied as heat stores in discrete heating grids or in industry. The adsorption of water in zeolite allows the reversible storage and release of heat. Energy usage. To achieve sustainable energy supply and the parallel to the optimized development of available energy sources, it is necessary to improve the efficiency of energy use and avoid unnecessary energy consumption. This applies to all branches of industry and private households. Nanotechnologies provide a multitude of approaches to energy saving. Examples are the reduction of fuel consumption in automobiles through lightweight construction materials on the basis of nanocomposites and optimization in fuel combustion through wear-resistant, lighter engine components and nanoparticular fuel additives or even nanoparticles for optimized tires with low rolling resistance. Considerable energy savings are realizable through biological layers for mechanical components in plants and machines. Building technology also provides great potential for energy savings, which could be tapped, for example, by nanoporous thermal insulation materials suitably applicable in the energy rehabilitation of the old buildings. In general, the control of light and heat flux by nanotechnological components, as for example switchable glasses, is a promising approach to reducing energy consumption in buildings. There are some examples of the nanotechnological in energy applications: energy sources, energy change, energy distribution, energy storage, and energy usage. There are some examples also: nanoporous hydrogen storage materials for fuel cell vehicles, nanostructure wear protection layers for machine components, lithium-ion batteries for stationary energy storage, carbon nanotubes, polymer solar cells, dire solar cells, nanostructured thermoelectric materials for power supply of mobile electronics, OLEDs for large-scale display and lighting devices. Some example of nanotechnology in energy applications: clothing that generates electricity, generating steam from sunlight, producing high-efficiency light bulbs, increasing the electricity generated by windmills, generating electricity from waste heat, storing hydrogen for fuel cell-powered cars, reducing power loss in electric transmission wires, reducing the cost of solar cells, improving the performance of batteries, improving the efficiency and reducing the cost of fuel cells, making the production of fuels from raw materials more efficient, reducing friction to reduce the energy consumption. Specific nanotechnology in energy applications. We have solar cells and lithium-ion batteries to present. Nanotechnology in solar cells. Using nanoparticles in the manufacture of solar cell has the following benefits. First, Reduced manufacturing costs. As a result of using a low temperature process similar to printing instead of the high temperature vacuum deposition process typically used to produce conventional cells made with crystalline semiconductor material. Second, reduced installation costs. Achieved by producing flexible rolls instead of rigid crystalline panels. Cells made from semiconductor thin films will also have this characteristic. Semiconductor nanoparticles applied in a low temperature printing process results in low-cost solar cells. Using light absorbing graphene sheets to produce low-cost solar panels. Researchers at Lawrence Berkeley have demonstrated an inexpensive process for making solar cells. Example of some development studies of nanotechnology in solar cell. Researchers at MIT are studying solar cells made from single molecule thick sheets of graphene and materials such as molybdenum diselenide. They are predicting that this type of solar cells could produce up to 1,000 times as much as more power for a given weight of material than conventional solar cells. They have completed computer modeling and they are working on building the solar cells right now. Researchers at the Technical University of Munich and Ludwig Maximilian University have produced flexible layers of nanoporous germanium. The researchers believe these materials can be used to produce lightweight solar cells for mobile applications. Researchers at Princeton University have developed a solar cell that almost eliminates losses due to reflection of light. They use a 30 nanometer thick gold nanomesh along with an active layer thinner than the wavelength of light. They found that this combination traps most of the light in the solar cells and increasing the efficiency of the cell. Nanotechnology in batteries. We can call them nano battery. Using nanotechnology in the manufacture of batteries offers the following benefits. Increasing the available power from a battery and decreasing the time required to recharge a battery. These benefits are achieved by coating the surface of an electrode with nanoparticles. This increases the surface area of the electrode durably, allowing more current flow between the electrode and chemical inside the battery. This technique could increase the efficiency of hybrid vehicles by significantly reducing the weight of batteries needed to provide adequate power. Increasing the shelf life of battery by using nanomaterials to separate liquids in the battery from the solid electrodes when there is no draw in the battery. This separation prevents the low-level discharge that occurs in conventional battery, which increases the shelf life of the battery dramatically. We have examples of some development studies of nanotechnology in batteries. Researchers at USC are developing a lithium-ion battery that can charge within 10 minutes using silicon nanoparticles in the anode of the battery. The use of silicon nanoparticles rather than solid silicon prevents the cracking of the electrode which occurs in solid silicon electrodes. Rochester Institute of Technology Nanopower Research Labs are dedicated to development of new materials and devices for power generation and storage. This R&D exploits the potential to gain 30 times increase in battery performance through the addition of single-wall carbon nanotubes in the anode, cathode, and carbonaceous materials of lithium-ion batteries. This breakthrough could enable a robust domestic industry for both space and automotive batteries. Researchers at Los Alamos National Laboratory have demonstrated a catalyst made from nitrogen-doped carbon nanotubes instead of platinum. The researchers believe this type catalyst could be used in lithium-air batteries, which can store up to 10 times as much as energy lithium-ion batteries. Advantages of nanotechnology for energy applications. We can say Reduction of energy consumption plus increasing the efficiency of energy production is equal to advantages of nanotechnology for energy applications, basically. Reduction of energy consumption. A reduction of energy consumption can be reached by better insulation systems, by the use of more efficient lighting or combustion systems, and by use of lighter and stronger materials in the transportation sector. Currently used light bulbs only convert approximately 5% of the electrical energy into light. Nanotechnological approaches like or quantum caged atoms could lead to a strong reduction of energy consumption for illumination. A reduction of energy consumption can be reached by introducing nanoparticles to diesel and biofuels. At the concentration of 8 parts per million, particles provide an additional catalytic surface, creating additional oxygen during engine combustion, converting more fuel to energy, thus improving fuel efficiency. An unavoidable consequence of improving fuel efficiency in this way is a reduction of harmful emissions. The use of these nanoparticles, particularly in biofuel, reduces injector wetting, increasing the efficiency of energy production. Today's best solar cells have layers of several different semiconductors stacked together to absorb light at different energies, but they still only manage to use 40% of the sun's energy. Commercially available solar cells have much lower efficiencies, like 15 or 20%. Nanostructuring has been used to improve the efficiencies of established photovoltaic technologies, for example by improving current collection in amorphous silicon devices, plasmonic enchanged in dye synthesized solar cells, and improved light trapping in crystalline silicon. Furthermore, nanotechnology could help increase the efficiency of the light conversion by using nanostructure with a continuum of band gaps or by controlling the directivity and photon escape probability of photovoltaic cells. Disadvantages of nanotechnology for energy applications. Included in the list of disadvantages of this science and its development is the possible loss of jobs in manufacturing industry. People can lose their works. Atomic weapons can now be more accessible and made to be more powerful and more destructive. These can also become more accessible with nanotechnology. Since these particles are very small, problems can actually arise from the inhalation of these minute particles, much like the problems a person gets from inhaling minute asbestos particles. Presently, nanotechnology is very expensive and developing it can cost you a lot of money. It is also pretty difficult to manufacture, which is probably why products made with nanotechnology are more expensive. Nanotechnology for clean and sustainable energy applications. Nanotechnology has the potential to provide cleaner, more affordable, more efficient, and more reliable ways to harness renewable energy resources. This can help developing countries to overcome their energy supply challenges and move towards energy self-sufficiency while simultaneously reducing dependence on non-renewable contaminating energy sources. It is also utilized for improved wind and geothermal power generation, energy storage, lighting, and hydrogen fuel cells, among other renewable energies. I have these references from the web. Thank you for listening.